Hi there, welcome to Waterstone Fitness. My name is Jake, and today we are going to talk all about the foundational strength and mobility that you need for your handstand. So, if you want a handstand but are worried that you aren't strong enough, or don't have the flexibility required for it, or feel like it's holding you back, this is the workout for you. What we're going to do is walk through a quick warm-up together because that is incredibly important. One of the biggest leading causes of people dropping out of their handstand training is that they get sore wrists or injure their shoulder because they put so much tension on it. So we're going to make sure that you're nice and warm so you don't get injured. It's one of the best ways to prevent it. The next thing that we're going to do is walk through the mobility that's required. I'm going to show you the checks that you can use at home to test yourself. And just by doing these checks, you are also going to be building the flexibility that's required. Then we're going to go into a quick strengthening routine at the end. It's going to involve getting into what's called an A-frame, which looks like this. I'll demo this later. And walk in, and then we're going to be touching our shoulders, doing some push-ups, and that's going to be building the strength that's required. Handstand is mainly holding a static position with your arms locked out, so we'll go over that briefly. Your wrist will take a little bit of a beating today, so we are going to stretch those out very nicely. There are three things that we're going to work on today: the wrists, the shoulders, and the mobility control in the core. We'll also get into that. It's going to be called a hollow body position. All of this will build a solid foundation for you to be able to move into your handstand training, even if you're worried about not being strong enough right now. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started off with the warm-up. Again, I don't want you to skip this because it is incredibly important for you to stay safe. All right, so we're gonna get started off with swimmers. Arm pushes out, and we're gonna move this in a big circle around our body, going backwards. We're pushing the arm out. Another 7 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and now we're going to go over to the other arm, going backwards. Like you're doing a backstroke in a pool. That's what I like to think about. You want to keep your arm completely straight, pushing it out as far as you can. This is going to build up the strength and flexibility required. This is how you stay safe. 10 seconds left. Doing good? Are you excited to learn how to do a handstand today? I am. I mean, I know how to do it, but I'm excited to teach you. Next, we're going to do some huggers. So the arm's going to cross front to back, and notice that they cross over left over right, right over left, left over right, right over left. So keep going, nice and loose. You can shake your hands out while you're doing this. This is just getting some blood moving in the shoulders. 2, 1, and next what we're going to do is reach the arms up. We're going to push them back like that. So the arms go up, push them front to back, front to back. Arms stay straight. You can see it from the front, right here. I'm pushing the backs of my hands backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And next is going to be a sun salutation. This is going to get our entire body warmed up. It's my favorite move to warm up your body. So, reach the arms up overhead. Now, arch back. And then fold forward. Down to the ground. Reach as far as you can. If you're right here, that's fine. You can rest your hands on your legs, but it's important to stick your butt out right here. Then, reach all the way down to the ground. Now, bend your legs, step back, and move to the bottom push-up position. Sweep the chest forward. It's okay if you drop your toes and your hips rest on the ground. You don't need to keep your arms straight, but that's the goal. Feel the stretch in the front of your abs, and then go ahead, tuck the knees, push your butt back up into downward dog, and push your chest down to the floor. 2, 1, and drop to the knees. We're going to focus next on the hip flexors, okay? So, we're going to take one leg up. We're in this kneeling position right here, and we're going to focus on pushing the front of the hip forward. We're going to hold this for 20 seconds. This right here is one of the limiting factors in your handstand. Now, by improving your handstand, you're also going to be improving your posture, because the lats being tight and the hip flexor being tight are two things that contribute to an anterior pelvic tilt, which is your butt sticking out, and also hunched shoulders, which comes from sitting all day. So here we're pushing the hip forward as much as you can. 2, 1, and now what we're going to do is switch sides. So the other leg goes forward, and now we're going to push the hip forward. If you want to make this more intense, you can squeeze your butt of the back leg. You can place your hand back there and feel that muscle get tense. That's going to make this stretch a lot more intense. You're going to want to feel a stretch deep in your thigh. We have 10 seconds left. Push it forward. I'm going to count to 5. I want you to push it forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Next, what we're going to do is warm up our wrists. The wrists are incredibly important to warm up properly. So the first move that we're going to do is the arms are going to go out, and we're going to draw big circles with our fingers. You can also do this with your hands tucked in, or with so you're making fists. But this is incredibly important. We're going in right now. Your wrists might be cracking and popping, but this is getting your forearms warmed up and the joints moving. Now, let's roll them out, okay? So I always like to imagine I got two big spoons in my hands. I'm scooping oatmeal out of a bowl. I love oatmeal. 3, 2, 1. Now, what we're going to do is stretch out our wrists on our hands and knees. We're going to get down into this tabletop position, and we're going to rock forward and back. 15 seconds. Rock forward, rock back. Rock forward, rock back. 10 seconds left. You want to keep your palms flat on the ground while you're doing this. 3, 2, 1. And now, let's take the backs of the hands together, and we're going to pull up, okay? You want to keep them together. You don't want to fold. We have another 3, 2, 1, and shake that out. Okay, so I want to show you the mobility test that's required for the handstand. This is going to be advanced, and there's a good chance that you're not going to be able to do it, but I want to show you what this looks like. It involves getting yourself set up against the wall. Now, to make this easier, you can step your feet further out, but the ideal is to get your feet flat against the wall. Then, your lower back, right here, see I can fit my hand back there, there's space. We don't want that. Instead, we're going to crunch the abs in to push the lower back flat, then our arms are going to go wide in this W shape. We're going to push it up, trying to keep the heels and the lower back flat against the wall, and as we scrape the arms up. The goal is to get yourself all the way up overhead like this. It's very hard. It requires a lot of flexibility in the body. All right, so let's try the mobility test together. Go ahead and back yourself up against the wall, and then walk your feet out as much as you need to so your lower back is pressing against the wall, and your core should be tense right now. So if you place your hands on your abs, tense. Then the arms go wide, so your hands are flat and your elbows are flat. This right here might be a stretch for you already, but then try pushing your hands up all the way if you can. If you can only get to right here, that's fine. But see if you can get all the way up overhead, making sure your lower back never lifts off the ground. 10 seconds left. If you make it harder, you can always walk in. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now I want to show you how you can improve that. This is going to be done through a lat stretch. So your lat is this big wing-shaped muscle right here on the outside, and we're going to stretch it using just the wall. To do this, we're going to place our hand out, just one hand at a time, flat against the wall. The thumb should be pointing up. That's going to be called external rotation. It helps us target our lat more. Then we're going to push the outside of our armpit down to the ground while keeping our abs tense. We don't want to just sag like this. We want to keep the abs tense and push the very edge of the arm down to the ground. We're going to hold this for another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and now we're going to take the other hand. So again, thumbs up, and then pushing outside the armpit down to the ground while keeping the abs tense. Notice I'm not sagging. It's not about that. It's about keeping the abs tense. Pushing that outside of the armpit down to the ground. Lean slightly into it. 10 seconds left. Hold this. Thumb points up. 3, 2, 1, and come out of that. So now I want us to try the mobility test again. See if you can do any better on it. Again, the goal is to get the arms directly up overhead. So, lean back against the wall. Crunch the abs in so the lower back is flat. Arms go wide. And then raise your arms up overhead. I'm feeling more flexible right now. I actually can take a step in. Let's try this again. So the arms go wide, right here, and they go up overhead. Let's see how far you can get. If you're right here, it's fine. If you need to bounce it, that's a good way to do it. We're here for another 20 seconds, so go ahead and find your limit, and then push it, push it, push it. I'm gonna count to 10. You're gonna try to make some progress. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Go ahead and relax. Shake that out so that your shoulders get tense. You're actually pulling yourself up if you're doing it correctly. So they're going to be working. That's actually a good way to build strength right there. Next move that we're going to do is a hollow body hold. So let me just lay this down. Hollow body hold is that lower back you can press against the wall, but this time we're going to do it with some resistance. It looks like this. So the ideal hollow body hold is going to have our lower back pressed flat to the ground as we get the heels and the hands to touch. That's pretty advanced right there. So we're going to step into that by first tucking the legs in and just lowering the heels down. It looks like this. So I tuck my legs in. I curl and crunch my lower back down to the ground. I crunch my abs to press my lower back down to the ground. See, I can't fit my hand below my lower back because it's being pressed. Now, what I'm going to do is let go of my legs and keep my abs tense as I lower my heels down to the ground. My lower back never lifts up. If it does, then I need to come back up, focus on keeping the core tension. This is level 1 right here. Then, level 2 is the arms go out. And then level 3, slowly extending the legs. Again, keeping the lower back flat. Ideally, keeping them tense and the lower back compressed until you can get to the arms and the heels and the lower back pressed flat to the ground at the same time. So what we're going to do is do this together. It's going to be a nice little core workout for us. And I want you to get down on the ground, facing up. We're going to go in 7 seconds. So roll down, tuck the legs in, make sure that lower back is pressed down, and now we're going to start lowering down right now. 45 seconds of this, okay? So pace yourself, start lowering down, try to get your heels to touch, that's the goal. If you need to pause here, your lower back lifts up, come back up to that starting position. The heels are just above touching. We don't want to rest. It's not about resting. You want to keep tension in the core, as much tension as you can. And then if you're feeling good, raise the arms up overhead. It's fine if you're right here. That's absolutely fine. But the goal is to get out over time. This is building the strength and the flexibility that's required for it. Come on, 10 seconds left. Push it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Feel it burn your abs? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So, what we're going to do next is go back and do that mobility check. That's going to be our route. That little bit that we did against the wall, that's everything right there. We want to get the same tension that we feel in the core when we're on the ground against the wall. That's what we want to keep, okay? So it's back against the wall, 30 seconds here. Arms go wide, lower back is pressed flat, and raise your arms up overhead. Make sure that you feel that tension in the core, just like you did on the ground. Come on, 20 seconds left. See how far you can get. If you need to walk your feet out further or bend your legs, both of those will make it easier. It's perfectly fine to do that. 10 seconds left, push yourself. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so just a little quick tip. If you can't raise your arms up overhead, that's lat inflexibility. If you can get your core to stay flat against the wall, then that is going to be a lack of core strength. So if you can't get your back flat against the wall, you need to work on your core strength. Now I want to show you how to do the wrists, because the wrists are a huge part of going upside down in a handstand. And before I show you the A-frame, I want to make sure that you know what I'm talking about. So, active wrist mobility. So you have two things. You have flexibility, which is being able to bend your joints to a certain angle, and you have mobility, which is being able to move your joints actively, just using your strength and your muscles. Let yourself see, I can reach 90 degrees with my hand. That's the goal that we're looking for. I can bend my hand actually a lot further, but I can actively pull myself up. So what we're going to do is get down on the ground, and we're going to rock back on the heels and pull our hands up. It's going to cause a cramp in the forearms. That's what we're looking for. We're going to do this for 20 seconds, okay? So in the tabletop position we get at the beginning, I rock backwards, pull my fingers off, and I rock forwards. Rock backwards, pull the fingers off. 3, 2, 1, and forwards. Rock backwards, pull the fingers off. Over time, you're going to be able to just pull the fingers off by keeping your shoulders over the hands, and that's the goal that you're going to work towards. 2, last one, 1, and relax. Okay, so now I want to get into the A-frame. Again, let me demo this really quick. This is just a chance for you to watch. I'm in a push-up position. I push my butt up and back to downward dog, and then I walk my toes in as far as I can. I'm on my tippy toes right now. I don't need to keep flat feet. I'm on my tippy toes, and I'm pushing my shoulders towards my toes. So my ears are in line with my arms. I can wiggle my head from side to side, and my ears are touching. Then from here, we can do a variety of movements, but this is A-frame. So first of all, what we're going to do is just get into that, and that's going to be our primary focus. We're just going to get there, and then we'll do a few shoulder taps here at the end, okay? So, let's get yourself ready. Get down on the ground in this push-up position, tabletop. 1, step back into a push-up position. Downward dog. Walk in, walk the toes in, shrug the shoulders up, push the ground away, and then lean forward slightly and put the weight into the hands. This right here is building the strength that's required for the handstand. Keep your arms locked out. You want to be squeezing your triceps and feeling the ground between your hands. 10 seconds left. Shrug as much as you can. So shrug up, push the ground away. 2, 1, and now relax. So we're going to get back into that position, and now we're going to do shoulder taps, okay? We're going to do this for 30 seconds. Let's get back into it, okay? Push-up position. Downward dog. Walk in. I've got the weight in the shoulders. I'm shrugging up. And now, if you need to, you can spread your feet slightly wider. And you can push one hand to the ground and lift the other hand off to touch your shoulder. Just gonna rock from side to side, touching your shoulder each time. To make it harder, step your feet together. Or lean a little bit further forward. The most important thing is to keep your head in line. If your head sticks out, you're not doing it correctly. Go ahead and drop down. Now what we're going to do is a little bit of a fitness challenge. So we're building the shoulder strength that's required, we've got the wrist mobility that's required. Now we're actually going to build the pushing strength that's required to hold yourself up. If you can't do an A-frame push-up like this, okay, that's really hard. And you don't absolutely need to be able to do that to be able to get started off doing your handstands. Instead, a normal push-up is enough tricep and shoulder strength that's required. So for 30 seconds, what we're going to do is max rep push-ups. And the goal is that you can get at least 10 push-ups in that time. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1. Butt stays squeezed, arms are just beyond shoulder width, down and up, down and up. Keep pushing it, go at your own pace. These need to be full push-ups. It doesn't count if you're on your knees. You need enough pushing strength for this. If you need to go on your knees, then that's something that you need to work up to over time to be able to do at least 10 push-ups. 10 seconds left. Keep pushing it. 3, 2, 1, down. All right, so that right there is the pushing strength that's required. Now let's work on the endurance. We just tired out the shoulders. We're going to do one last move, which is going to be a plank burnout. On our forearms, step back into plank and hold yourself here. We're here for 20 seconds. Breathe in and out. Keep the abs tense. This should feel like we did on our back. Squeeze the butt. Push the hips down to the ground. Make sure it doesn't sag though. And keep the core tense. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there you go. That right there is the foundational workout. So as a quick recap, you need flexibility in your hip flexors and your lats to be able to do a handstand. You also need active wrist mobility, being able to pull your wrists beyond 90 degrees. And then you also need pushing strength in the shoulders and core strength in the abs. That's the foundation that's required. And I showed you a bunch of great exercises to get you there. We have the lat stretch against the wall, which is the thumb turned out, pushing the armpit down to the wall. You also have the hip flexor stretch that we did during the warm-up. That right there works fantastically, as well as contracting the core in that hollow body shape that we did. All of that was going to improve your ability to go back against the wall, raise your arms up overhead. This is the mobility test right here. You can get your heels to touch the wall, your lower back to touch, and your hands to touch at the same time. You're flexible enough to do a perfect handstand. Now you don't need full flexibility to be able to do a handstand, but it will hold you back from perfecting your form. As far as strength goes, we also worked on that. There's a core strength that's required. We did that in the hollow body shape. You can reach level 1 where your heels are on the ground, and then level 2 is your arms up overhead. You're going to be strong enough to be able to do a handstand. After that, we worked on the shoulder strength required with the A-frame, which was this, remember? And the shifting that's required with the A-frame shoulder taps. Then we built up strength with the push-ups. Again, 10 in 30 seconds, full, without your knees on the ground. That's how much strength that you need. And then we built up a little bit of endurance with that plank, which combines the shoulder strength with that core strength. That right there is the foundational handstand workout. Now, if you want to take your handstand from this beginning level to an absolute perfect handstand as quick as possible, check out the Master Handstand System. I've linked it in the description. It's my program, and what it does is it guides you through this progression that we did, but then it goes way beyond that. It guides you through a very, very detailed progression that steps you through breaking these moves down to their component parts and then building up to a goal move. It starts off with bails, so you can stay safe while you're practicing your handstands, and it gets you up on the wall without any fear. Then it's going to progress to perfecting your shape against the wall while you're upside down. And it's also going to work on getting it so you have a consistent kick up, balancing the handstand, and then finally putting all these pieces together and perfecting your form like an elite gymnast. But it doesn't just show you these moves and build them up. It also teaches you how to record yourself and break down your form like having a personal coach standing with you there in person. It is next level stuff because it's going to give you a personalized workout for your specific problems. So, if you want to check that out, it's linked in the top of the description below. Also, if you like this workout and you want to subscribe, I release daily workout videos and you can get them delivered to your email inbox by signing up at waterstonefitness.com. As always, thanks for getting better.